Carlow Motor Club and the Seven Oaks Hotel are treating viewers to a little nostalgia. We're reeling in the years with the Mark II Escort Challenge. Back to the glory years when cars were rear-wheel drive and spectators were highly entertained.
The Mark II Escort Challenge has been the event of the year that many have been waiting for, and thanks to Carlow Car Club, this day has finally arrived. 57 Mark II Escorts will take to the stages of Carlow this weekend, and amongst them is the legendary and spectators' delight, Mr. Billy Coleman. Many will be looking forward to seeing Billy, including myself. Hope you enjoyed as much as we do. And Billy, of course, you had some brilliant days in the Mark II Escort.
Well, I had certainly in the 70s, it was the heyday of the Mark II Escort, and in fact the first two works cars were built for my late colleague Roger Clark. Was, I forget the letters now, but it was his number 701 and I was 702, so my one, so that was the very first of the Mark IIs, 1975 I believe it was, a long time ago.
And what do you think about this Mark II Escort Challenge now taking place in Carlow? Do you think there might be potential for it to continue on?
Well, I think it's a great idea because the problem nowadays is the sport has got so expensive at the top end that, I mean, certainly for young drivers, they just haven't the hope in hell, the vast majority of ever getting into a car that's capable of winning, whereas they can go into a Mark II challenge such as this and you know, with a chance of winning.
Jim, you're another regular competitor in the Mark II Escort class. A great day for you.
Yes, it is. It's great to see. Well, we have about 50 entries here in the Mark II Escorts. A brainchild of the man that's holding the camera there, which is a good thing. We have them from all over the country. The best of the Mark II Escorts are here, especially as we have them from England as well. I think it should be a regular thing. It makes the field a lot more interesting. A lot of people like sideways instead of four-wheel drive, just driving around corners that they normally do. But you know, it's a good thing for the club and it's a good thing for rallying.
Tommy, the popularity of the Mark II Escort seems to be increasing. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, like rallying is all about entertainment, and you know, people love to see a powerful rear-wheel drive car. There's over 300 brake horsepower in these Mark IIs now, and with that much power going to the rear wheels, it's just fierce entertainment for the people watching the rally. So, and we love to drive with that kind of a style as well to entertain the people.
First off the ramp, an Irish rallying folk hero, Billy Coleman, the Mill Street driver in a Mark II, is possibly responsible for many competitors entering into the sport. Local man Mike Reddy is in a former works car and is honoured to be seated behind the man they call the King. Starting in Kellymount, the first half of the stage is tight and twisty with a number of deceiving bends. Stage 2 is fast again, which is flat out from the start before heading into some tricky bends, a challenging stage for the Mark II drivers. First on the start line of the first stage, Billy Coleman with Paul Kelly calling the notes.
2, 1, go! 80, mid left, 500.
The ex-works driver has lost none of his skill, but the newly built car is sounding a bit off down in power, which will post a disappointing time.
Mid left, 80, 83. 30 long, bad left.
In determined form to do well on his local event, Mick Reddy is in for a disappointing surprise. As Terence O'Shaughnessy calls the hairpin right, the car exits the junction, but it all goes wrong from there on the very first stage.
An unfortunate end to your local rally.
I think so, yeah. Short-lived anyway. We just came around the last hairpin there and kept going. We went into the ditch a little bit and just caught a water rut and just turned it straight over, so there's no point in continuing on the way it is now anyway. You can't afford to miss a gear with these guys, so.
Regular competitor Liam Wall and Bob Kelly are number 5 seeds and report no problems on the opening stage, Kellymount. Waterford's Tommy Kiley is renowned for his driving on loose surfaces, and he's got Michael Cudahy to guide him through the gravel roads of Carlow. He doesn't disappoint his fans either. As fast as a speeding train comes David James and Jim Crow on the way to set a blistering pace. But as the onboard camera shows, David gets a little excited, so much so that it almost causes him to go off, much to the annoyance of Jim Crow.
Flat left here, right 6, into left 4. Into right 6. David, listen to the nudge. Yeah. 40, flat right into flat left, 40.
Pat Donegan and Lisa Rowe are in flying form and set a second fastest time of 8 minutes 9 seconds.
Stay right over crest jump 60, into stay middle over crest jump, and 1 right, 300 over small crest. Okay, 300 over small crest here. Caution, 3 right.
The roar of the engine just shows how committed Tommy Randalls and Dermot Lynch are. But with all the brakes adjusted to the rear, it is almost like pulling the handbrake at this speed. And Tommy uses all his skill and experience to stop the car without damaging the car or the crew.
Go on, get first again. Shut. 200. Long easy left continues over small crest, 200.
The rally preparation expert from County Down, Camillus Bradley, is the fastest man on the stage. Guided by Danny O'Neill, they are 5 seconds faster than anyone else. A more cautious approach is taken by Trevor Culberth and James Glynn on the tighter parts of the course. All efforts come to nothing when the engine blows on stage 2. Eamon Murphy and Keith Martin will be back in the body shop after this incident when they damage their immaculate car and lose quite a lot of time in the process. Donegal is famous for the Bonner name, and Pat, along with Derek Montgomery, almost grind to a halt on this junction, maybe just taking it a little too easy, having seen Reddy's damaged car.
60 over bump and 3 left. Over bump 80, bump 8. And high 2 right 130.
Gary Keenan from Northern Ireland is a late entrant, and his pristine car is very impressive with the spectators. Carlow driver Seamus Doyle is hoping to show his skill to the rest of the Mark II brigade and will put his local knowledge to good use today. The Whitty brothers are in a race of their own in the 2-litre 8-valve class, and Willie is in the running for the Billy Coleman Award. And Dougie Hughes has got back to spectating. Enda O'Brien and John Butler are really setting the pace in their 1600 car. David and George Condell is another Carlow crew who have been taking a steady line through their local roads, and with the pace notes, local knowledge has a certain amount of advantage. Forest Glass champions Brian Lawler and Peter Kavanagh just couldn't resist coming out of the woods to show the tarmac drivers just how competitive they are when they bolt the slicks on. Jason Dooley and Eugene McGrath are in their lucky orange car, and being from Carlow, they have a lot to prove to their local fans.
Tightens into a 2 left, tightens into a 3 left at the wall. Third square right. Third square right. Square right. Gravel into a 5 left. 5 left. 81 right. 81 right.
Brian and Sean Carroll have hired an escort to compete with the rest of the Mark II brigade, and a handling of this car shows why the escort will always be a competitive car. Graham Scallon from Wexford overcooks it at this junction just in front of our camera, but gives the spectators something to smile about. Carl Moore and Adrian Broley from Donegal take the wrong line as our onboard camera shows. Standing on the brakes will sometimes get you into trouble with an early retirement.
6 left here, 6. One, listen. Take the brakes off her, take the brakes off her. Oh, Jesus, am I?
James Brown almost gets it all wrong when the car steps out of line and you approach this right-hand bend, but to the praise of Navigator, James makes a quick recovery, but it all ends when the engine blows.
5 right long, slappy. Oh, she's away, she's away.
No, she's not.
Good man, 200. She's gone, she's let go. Hey, she's let go. She's Peter or something, she's let go.
Billy, unfortunately, a couple of problems with the car.
Yeah, well, it's a new car, and inevitably there'll be teething problems with it, but there's just a misfire in the engine. It's just taking a lot of power out of it, and we're trying with most things to replace that can be replaced at this point, so hopefully they're just changing the ignition pack there now, so that might do the trick. Other than that, I'm enjoying the driving.
How are you finding the crack in the competition in the Mark II?
Oh, it's good, very good. Now they're going out one after the other. It's to see who goes first. That's the way they're going.
You're keeping well on the road though.
Oh, aye, we're having a good steady run at the minute now. If it keeps going.
As the drivers prepare to tackle stages 3 and 4, a repeat of stage 1 and 2, this Mark II challenge is certainly keeping the thousands of spectators highly entertained. David James is in the lead despite being slightly hampered at the scene of the Reddy accident. However, he is close to having a big one of his own with the gravel and extra water on the stage.
To left 3, immediately right 5. Gravel. And way. Left 4, 50.
Billy Coleman just cannot get a clear run of the stages, with his car being 100 brake horsepower down on what it should be. Maybe it's just as well any faster and he may be out of the event with this uncharacteristic incident.
On square left. 80. Water or not? Water and stone. Yeah, stone to every square left here.
Pat Dunnigan and Lisa Rowe also come a cropper at this bend and come perilously close to a serious injury.
5 left, don't cut. Square right, don't cut. 5 left here, square right. 5 left, roller.
That's it.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, I have to get out.
And as we can see from the accident, there was a considerable amount of damage to Dunnigan's car. Early leader Camillus Bradley has dropped down the leaderboard and he's annoyed. Having stopped at an accident, the crew had an SOS board up when they're actually okay. And here's Tommy Kiley keeping the spectators entertained. The damaged car of Tommy Randalls tells its own tale of how the Kerryman has been driving. He really does like the gravel.
Caution, easy right 40, square left 40. Cut easy right 200. Long fast left plus. Continues to easy left 150.
Eamon Murphy has no extra damage to report and is keeping it clean and tidy. The Whitty brothers continue on their way with little or nothing to challenge them, so it's out for a bit of entertainment they are. Pat Bonner is another driver to succumb to the infamous 5 left, and he doesn't get away without any damage when he breaks a wheel and sadly retires.
And caution 5 left, don't cut. And square right, don't cut. Like stones on them. 40 and 5 left. Oh, yeah. That's just...
Having a spin and thrilling the spectators is Michael Curran from Meath, who has Kieran Curley navigating. He's in a very unusual green machine. Gary Keenan continues with no problems to report. Mick and Neil Hickey from Wexford show just how close they come to crashing out, only for the saving of a round bale. And so the leaders after stage 4 of this Mark II challenge, David James in first, Pat Dunnigan in second, and the Whitty brothers in third.
Tommy, a lot of the drivers seem to be getting caught out there, including yourself. What's happening?
The deterioration of the stage from the first run to the second run on that first stage. Now that in the morning that stage was absolutely beautiful, bone dry, actually in much better condition than the second stage. And this time all the tight corners have deteriorated completely. A lot of gravel on the road, a lot of loose stones and a lot of wet. And people are pushing very hard on slick tyres and they're getting cut out in the tight corners.
Pat, you're going to need a bit of body work after this event.
We are indeed, yeah. There was some stuff out on the road that wasn't there the first time through, and we hit it, just went straight off into a tree. But we had a misfire on the last stage, and the car cut out on the stage or slowed down, and we lost a lot of time. Bit of an overshoot as well, so not going well.
Pat Donegan's car goes to show how lucky he is to be still in the rally. But he's not finished exciting Lisa Rowe yet, but this time it's on his side.
So through farm into square left, 60. Square right.
The face of concentration shows how Tommy Randalls is going to attack the next loop of stages, and with only 7 seconds in hand, it's maximum attack.
Into bad, sharp jump, 60. Fast left and fast right over small crest, 80. It's an absolute crest.
Camillus Bradley isn't finished yet, and he has a point to prove. His neat style of driving means you can stay on the pace and out of trouble. David James is still on the pace, and Jim Crow pushes him on.
Into flat left long. Into caution, right through over crest, don't touch. 50, don't touch. Don't mind the dust. Flash right. The flash right over crest.
Tommy Kiley is applying for a job on the council. He wants to clear the verges to make the roads wider. Billy Coleman still presses on, but to no avail. This car is doing the driver no justice as he lies 6th, so retirement beckons.
20, right over bridge, bump, square left. 70, now you're driving up. Fast left.
Billy, unfortunately the day has come to a close for you.
Yeah, we just couldn't seem to find what is wrong on this engine, and there wasn't the whole point in continuing really. We were being caught up by the people from behind, and there was delaying them as well, so it wasn't fair, you know. But we might have another outing, hopefully sometime.
The Whitty brothers take the long way around this bend using the bales, thinking they're at an auto test. The Condrens, who are quick and clean around their local stage. Brian Lawler and Peter Kavanagh were having a good run on the tar until the car let them down with a bang. And with just 3 wheels left, it's game over. Jason Dooley lets it all hang out and enjoying this Mark II challenge, except for the odd mistake.
Right again and turn hairpin left, gravel. All right, turn hairpin left, gravel. Steady.
Fellow Carlow men, the Carrolls, are also having a brilliant drive, and who knows, they may even buy a Mark II Escort. Tongues hang out with driving like this, and Welsh crew Ian Davies and Earl Evans can't resist coming to Ireland for some real escort rally. But unfortunately, they're taking an early boat home when they retire here.
Nigel, you've been putting tyres on Mark II Escorts now for over 25 years, so you would have supplied the likes of Billy Coleman. When they came to you and asked for a set of tyres, what were they looking for each event?
Usually, in those days, it was a standard tyre, all-weather tyre, and we would have fitted up the standard one for the particular car. And generally, for the rallies like we have here this weekend, one set of tyres, the man went away happy, finished his rally. People are now interested in getting from A to B quicker than the competitor. So they are using softer and softer compounds that result in tyres probably doing 2 stages and the tyres worn out. Whereas in the Billy Coleman, the Ger Buckley days of the Mark II, they were more interested in getting mileage from the tyres.
On the final few miles, and no dramas from Graham Scallon and Brendan Cullimore, who finished an incredible 10th overall. Michael Curran and Cian Curley are lucky to get through this event, as they were having trouble with a sticky throttle, but 9th overall is a good result for them. Keeping the spectators entertained is David Condell, who keeps his local fans amused with his sideways style and secures 8th place. Brian Carroll doesn't lift for this bend and charges out of trouble to bring his Mark II home in 7th. The Widgie brothers have nothing to prove but have an excellent drive, taking their class by over 5 minutes to claim 6th in this Mark II challenge. Jason Dooley, who was 5th overall, shows us some vintage escort driving at this junction. Just enough gravel for just enough broadside. Pat Donegan is standing in his escort and is committed enough to be in 4th position by 1 second, wringing every ounce of power out of his Mount Tune engine. A push start is a bad start for David James, but when he has his car on song, he doesn't disappoint, securing a comfortable 3rd place. Camillus Bradley is back up the leaderboard, 2nd overall, a great result for this Mark II preparation specialist. After a dramatic event, it's a triumph for Tommy Randalls and Dermot Lynch to still be in the rally, let alone winning it. And after all the excitement, that's exactly what they do, taking the Mark II crown back to the Kingdom of Kerry.
The winner of the men's field.
Tommy, by the looks of the car, it wasn't an easy run for you, but did you enjoy this event?
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. The stages were beautiful. We got cut out in a K right, and we have a little bit of body damage, but other than that, we were setting the pace on most of the stages for the day, and it was a beautiful rally with lovely stages. We really enjoyed it, yeah.
A great achievement for Carlow Car Club, who organised this first ever Mark II challenge. And with the response from the thousands of spectators, the Mark II is definitely not a thing of the past. And the final results of the Mark II challenge: a first ever win for Tommy Randalls and Dermot Lynch, followed by Camillus Bradley, David James and Pat Donegan.
Well, with thanks to the Carlow Car Club, we were transported back in time here this weekend for the first ever Mark II Escort Challenge. The event did prove hugely successful, and that was shown by the crowds who turned out in their thousands to watch their hero Billy Coleman. At the end of the day, it was the Kerry crew of Thomas Randalls and Dermot Lynch who took victory and the title of fastest Mark II. But for now, myself and the crew, goodbye for now.